So before we get to the calls, Kenny, you brought up a nightmare scenario that we really didn't spend a lot of time thinking about, but I think we should start, sadly, thinking about. And I the floor is yours on this. And everybody, I want you to just imagine your emotion as Kenny describes what we could all be facing Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Well, this to me was a two-sided coin when I was sitting out in the penalty box out in the bullpen. I was thinking about Matt Patricia, when he was the coach here, he kind of hurt my feelings. I wanted him gone. I was so tired of him. So I thought to myself, wouldn't it be juicy if we could just win this game and really stick it to him on Sunday? And then the other side of the coin hit me so hard. Could you imagine if there's a tight zoomed-in shot of him jumping up and down on the sidelines after the Lions lose to Matt Patricia, his beard, his pencil, and his offense? That, to me, is nightmare fuel.
And it's his offense victimizing a defense that's worse than what he put on the field.
And the cherry on top, which I didn't even think about until I talked to Costa earlier today, we're going to have to sit in those dirty underwear for another week sitting on that loss because the next week's a bye week. So now we've lost to Matt Patricia, our ex-head coach, the ex-girlfriend.
How bad is this?
And now we have to sit in it for another week?
But we
can't even redeem ourselves with a win.
We've seen this before.
This would hurt worse than that.
Jim Schwartz showed up and won and got carried off the field.
But this is worse. Rico,
Think so?
Yeah, because Patricia will go down in history as possibly the worst coach ever here. He really, it was from day one he was a disaster. It never had hope. It never had runway. And think about it. He was such a prickly pear. And
Good
prickly
Good
pear.
catch.
He was such a bad guy. He mistreated the media. He mistreated his players. And then last week, like you look at, they did a shot, and I saw Joe Judge, who I hate, former Giants coach, another one of these goofball Patriot guys. Joe Judge high-fiving and smiling with Bailey Zappi. I was upset. I don't want Joe Judge to be happy, professionally or personally. I hate Joe Judge.
So that's a double whammy for you.
So, no, but, yeah. But then I put myself in Kenny's shoes with Patricia, the prickly pear of prickly pears.
See,
this guy getting joy by beating you after what he did to you, him and his running mate, Bobby Quinn.
And that's why I'm for the pick. Spoiler alert, I'm probably going to take the Patriots because this reminds me of you know how people like to say, I don't hear what people say. I don't listen to the media.
We're losing him.
I don't listen to sports radio. But then you get like Joey Harrington coming back with the Dolphins and letting everybody, I heard them playing Piano Man during his introduction to just rub salt in the wound. And he just sat there and was like, yep, I'm going to torch this team. And then he just kind of explained it. I heard everything that people said about me when I left here. I think this is going to be Patricia's last stand
Fine. It's not a predictive exercise, though. I don't care if you're right or wrong.
No.
I want to know if Kenny's crazy for feeling the way he feels, and I don't think he is.
No, he should, because I think this is one of those that New England didn't circle this game, but Patricia did.
Is he capable, though, of that kind of – he's the OC now. He's calling plays maybe for the offense. He's the defensive guru, right? This shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, except
with Bailey Zappi.
He helped guide the Patriot offense last week in Lambeau to a game that they took to overtime with Bailey Zappi.
I just woke up from the nightmare when I was sitting out there thinking about that tight shot of him just celebrating with the team.
Fist pumping, smiling through that.
Looking like this.
Ridiculous beard.
I'm vomiting in the jalapeno popper bread if that happens. That, to me, makes me ill to my stomach.
Pencil behind his ear. Oh, yeah.
I want to know from Lions fans, are you vibing with what Kenny's saying right now? Because to me, that is as bad as 1-4 would be. The conversations we'd have to have about this team and Dan Campbell to lose to a third-string quarterback. But for Matt Patricia to out-scheme Aaron Glenn, no.
But what would be worse, Mike, that or the fact that you lost?
Being a Michigan State fan. That's squarely worse right now.
Would you let me finish?
Sorry.
That you lost to Geno Smith and Zappi
No,
in
this is
back-to-back
worse.
weeks.
Geno Smith is an actual NFL football player. A bad one, but he's an actual NFL player. Bailey Zappi is a third-round pick. Or, I mean, a third-string quarterback and probably not an NFL player. No reps.
You loved him last year.
As a college player.
Okay.
But, let's be real. He got no reps. He had no warm-up and gets thrust into a game because Brian Hoyer died. He played pretty well. If you lose to him.
Well, remember, the Lions lost to, P.J. Walker, the XFL player?
Again, they have a terrible history, but P.J. Walker wasn't being coordinated by Rod Marinelli. I'm making a point, and here's the worst part. All right, this is what's really going to get under Kenny's skin. It'll be the way. If the Patriots beat you, it'll be the way because it's going to be Patricia playing man ball. He's going to lean on you. They're going to line up. They're going to run it. They're going to run it again and again and again. He's going to be brimming with machismo on the sideline. He'll be having that little look on his face like he's got to go number 2, but he doesn't. He's just kind of mugging. I'm telling you, it's going to be a disaster. If they lose, Patriots will have 38 carries for 200 yards, and it's going to, we out-toughed him. Him and that stupid pencil. I'm telling you. It's going to bother me, and I'm not even a Lions fan. That's going to bug me. He was not a good guy here. He was not a nice guy. He mistreated his players. What he did to Slay, what he did to the vets on this team. From day one, he was a failure here. From day one, Monday night against the Jets. I'm telling you, that will drive me crazy. 248-539-9797. David, am I overstating it? You're smiling.
But he came back the next week and beat Tom Brady and the Patriots.
I think fans like Kenny, people should be worried. You should be very nervous going into this game because, Matt Patricia was probably one of the worst coaches that Detroit has ever had. Ever had. Even though you went 0-16, he wasn't the guy to get you there, but he was really bad. And I think that fans should be worried about what he's going to do because I think Kenny's right. He circled this game, not the Patriots.
And David,
he did.
You know what? This reminds me of one of those bad NCAA matchups in the tournament where they kind of make sure you play your former coach or your former player. And last year, watching Foster Loyer, I just knew he was going to hit the game-winning shot to knock MSU out. You just knew that as a state fan. This is how it's going to line up. It's going to be 3 seconds left. He hits it from the corner, bang, and you're out. So I understand where you're coming from because, you want to win. You want to get back to the winning side, but you don't. I think that not losing to Patricia outweighs beating the Patriots.
Let's go to Andrew, 97.1. What's up, Andrew?
People in the cars were talking.
All right, Andrew's in a conversation elsewhere. We'll go to Cody, 97.1. What's up, Cody?
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
What's up, brother?
Hey, I have a bad player signing, and it has to go back to the Ken Holland specialty, Franz Nielsen.
Oh yes. You did the Islanders a favor.
Yeah, 6 years, $31.5 million for him to absolutely do nothing for us.
Nothing. So worse than Baez.
I mean, as of right now, I would say because of he was here 5 years. But I mean, Baez is definitely on his way there. That's for sure.
Kenny is shaking his head. Hold on, he wants to have a conversation with you, Kenny.
Well, the expectation with Baez was that he would just be hitting dinger after dinger. The expectation with Franz Nielsen was, he'd be a middling player. He'd be a second line type player.
You paid him 6 at 31. You don't spend that for a middling guy.
$31.5 million.
Ken Holland does.
For a middle.
But that's why Cody says it's bad.
I say that's bad on Ken Holland, not on Franz Nielsen.
It's bad for the league.
You're right. It's bad, but my expectations for him weren't as high as they were with Baez, even though Baez weren't particularly high. But still, that's a Ken Holland mistake for sure.
6 years, $31.5 million, and he didn't even put up 40 points in a season.
You did the Islanders the biggest favor in the world with that deal.
Yeah, no, it was a horrible deal. I won't say that it wasn't a mistake, but I think to put it on the Baez level
is Franz Nielsen dating your sister? What's the story here?
Franz Nielsen's a bum. I thought he stunk.
Oh, all right.
So,
all right. Well, I was just making sure you were kind of defending him there for a bit.
I'm not defending him. My expectations just weren't that high.
All right, we'll go to Kevin in Birmingham. What's up, Kev?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good,
Hey.
Kevin. What's up?
Well, I appreciate you taking my call. I actually said a prayer for Scott Harris the other night on what he's walking into.
Oh, it's a mess.
It's an absolute disaster. And as I mentioned to the screener, if you think about it, I hate to live in the past, but what Al Avila did or allowed to happen to this roster and this organization is absolutely, it's borderline an arrestable offense. From the standpoint that within a matter of 3 seasons, we lost Scherzer, Verlander, J.D. Martinez. We lost Castellanos. And then the big talk was, the second coming of Christ was Anibal Sanchez. How did that work out? I mean, the list goes on, and it was painful to watch. And I just literally...
He is the baseball equivalent of Matt Millen. Period.
Horrible.
He is every bit as damaging as Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. Period.
Not to mention he got rid of and we had to watch him hang on to V-Mark for 2 painful years. The guy could barely walk, let alone run.
Look, Scott Harris, baseball is a different sport where it's very difficult to have the immediacy of the NFL. It is. I would say the NBA, but you have to be geographically right to land big free agents and turn it all around quick. Baseball takes some time. Scott Harris is inheriting arguably one of the most difficult rebuilds in all of sports.
And he says so. He didn't commit to anything. He's like, you know what? When the season is over, I'm going to look at the big picture, look at everything. I'll get back with you. And I wasn't mad with that because he didn't come out here. I would have been angry. We got a lot of great pieces here. We just need to add a few. No. Guys, you see what I see.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Okay?
Get me a broom and a dustpan. I'll talk to you in 15 minutes.
Right.